in the bottom right-hand corner, playing Zerg, it is 11. And his opponent, in the top left of Cyber Forest, in the red, playing Terran, it is DassemUltor. Cryogenic, I'm a little disappointed. I was wearing this suit for the entire third place match. Did you just notice it now? I've had the suit on the whole time, man. Except for the 2 semi matches. I got all suited up for the finals and the third place match, obviously. Any metal match is worth me throwing on a suit jacket. I am wearing shorts, but that's beside the point. Hey, Tome K Win XS84. You have a very complicated Twitch username, but thank you so much for the follow. I'm glad you're enjoying the tournament, man. I'm having a great time here. This is the Diamond Heroes 2 Grand Finals match. The winner of this best of 5 takes the entire thing, goes undefeated in this single elimination tournament. Gonna be beautiful. Now, don't be afraid. If you're enjoying this and thinking, oh no, this is the grand finals, it's almost over, what am I gonna do with my life? Fear not, imaginary person that I'm arguing with on the internet. It ain't over. It ain't even, it's only halfway over. After the Diamond Heroes tournament is the real thing that's gonna happen today, which is the Platinum Heroes 2 tournament. The Platinum Heroes tournament, believe it or not, is actually the reason that we started this tournament in the first place. This tournament sponsored by the Platinum Heroes Discord server. Get a shout out to them right there. Platinum Heroes Discord server. Get a little shout out as that Overlord uncovers them. They have a free Discord server. I've just talked about them in the last match. Check them out, guys. But the Platinum event is coming up right after this. We're going to show both semifinal matches, the finals, and the thirds. Heads up, though. We haven't fully funded the Platinum Heroes tournament yet. That prize pool is not yet at $50. Please, if you're enjoying this at all, go to Matcherino. Go to the Patreon page. Throw a couple cents our way. The Matcherino codes, one of the admins in chat can confirm for me, but I don't think the Matcherino codes have been used up yet. So go to the Matcherino, type in Platinum and the number 2, Platinum 2, to give 50 cents to the tournament. You don't have to do a thing other than that. Completely free of charge. Easy as pie. Would be great to see the Platinum Heroes tournament get fully funded, get up to $50. Little Overlord kill here. Looks like 11's Overlord. Oh my god, is it gonna live? There it is, gets picked off. Very nicely done there. But another one does pick off, so 11 is gonna be supply blocked for a little while here, and no additional Overlord in the queue yet. His third base will finish up soon, but until then, no additional drones can be droned out. Another scouting Overlord from 11. Going to try and come in here, but there's a Marine already ready to go here for DassemUltor. We should see it and pick it off here pretty quick. Third base from 11 still working here. There we go. Finally, the supply block is lifted. 6 drones on the way. 11 with almost no fighting units on the map yet. Just 8 Zerglings. And they're not doing a whole lot just yet. Just scouting out of the map. Content to drone up back home. 31 drones already out. Behind this, for our Terran player, we see a starport on the way, as well as 2 factories. Now, that was scouted out by that slow-moving Overlord, so he does know that we're going to see a bio style from a mech style from DassemUltor. Now, DassemUltor, wow, adding on the 3rd factory already with the natural just not even saturated. This is a very greedy play here from our Terran player DassemUltor. I really like this from him. Very, very bold indeed. Armory going down in the back for those upgrades. Baneling Nest on the way. Roach Warren also on the way from 11. So 11 going full tech here. Needs to saturate this gas. That looks like a little bit of a mistake. Hopefully he'll fix that soon. Gas in the main not fully saturated either. Either this is a very, very specific build, or he's just made a couple mistakes there. Would be a little unusual for him to do that, but hey. I don't know what's going through his head right now. I couldn't say it either. Okay, so DassemUltor not going for a quick mech style either. Already siege tanks coming out for DassemUltor, which means that he's going for a pretty standard mech style. A lot of times we like to see Terrans go, especially at high levels of play, go for a battle mech style. Now, when you hear somebody say battle mech, what they mean is Hellions and Cyclones. Fast-moving units that do a lot of hit-and-run attacks, very agile, very active on the map, able to strike somewhere and run out. Very guerrilla warfare. We're not going to see that today. We haven't seen DassemUltor run a battle mech composition at all. We're seeing him run a more traditional, a standard mech style, scrubbing in those siege tanks, going up to some quick Thors, really getting a very beefy mech army that's able to support a lot of stuff. Pardon me, it's able to support big extended pushes. Ouch, all those Zerglings getting fried, actually. A good pickup there for DassemUltor, who's going to go ahead and move 8 Hellions across the map here. Let's follow these babies as they go across the map and see if we can get anything done. Alright, Scan is going to go down, going to pick off some creep tumors. Some roaches are there to drive them away, so losing 1 Hellion a little bit early there. And roaches and queens there to replace all of the creep tumors that have been put down. Active creep tumors now already spreading to the high ground. 11 spreading his creep here very well. Couple of siege tanks for DassemUltor, protecting his natural there, so a roach push right now, not going to do a whole lot, and we see 11 responding to that. We see him recognizing the mech play is going to be very difficult to push into, making 11 more drones, making that 4th hatchery, going to sit back on his haunches, and rely on his macro to win in this game. Now, a speed overlord from 11 is going to get in here to the natural. Not going to see a whole lot, but it is going to see that DassemUltor has moved out onto the map. Now, this is so cute. Dassem moved all these units out onto the map with the hopes that 11 would think he was doing a full move out. And in fact, that's exactly what he's doing. So he's going to abandon trying to kill these overlords. Well, okay, going to get underneath these overlords. The overlords should get away. Oh my god, are they not going to get away? Oh my gosh, with 6 health left, 1... If they had like a black cat, they could just light a firework and throw it at that overlord, and it would be dead. But it doesn't matter. DassemUltor onto the map already. Sieging his tanks way back here off creep for some reason. No medevacs to support this. Adding on, oh, this is really interesting. Adding on 3 barracks back home to go for a bio change-up, to go into a biomech style now that he's seen all those roaches. But siege tank's going to do great against these roaches if they walk into siege tank fire. Now, the starport has not produced anything just yet. No Vikings, no medevacs. It needs to get something out there to scout for these siege tanks. Obviously, siege tanks can fire further than they can see. So unless they have something to scout out front for him, the siege tank's range is not going to be as impressive as it could be. 2 Thors already on the way for DassemUltor, but Baneling's speed going to be the response here from 11, who is stubbornly sticking to a Zergling Baneling push with a couple roaches behind it as well. 16 more Zerglings on the way, +1/+1, just getting started for our Zerg player. Hydralisk Den also coming down. 11 wants to respond to this. 11 wants Hydralisk on the ground so that when these Vikings and when these medevacs do pop up, he is ready to respond to them already. But beautiful positioning here for DassemUltor, who's going to get a good scan in. Those siege tanks going to force all these units back here, and also going to allow these the Hellions to pick off some creep tumors. The roaches with a really long runaround. Oh my god, this is wonderful for DassemUltor. 11 walking into massive siege tank fire. His army getting picked off left and right. Gonna allow these Hellions to get in here on third and put some pressure on the third base here. The Hellions actually scouting for these siege tanks, which are in an absolutely gorgeous position here on the high ground of Cyber Forest LE. A couple tanks now moving to the low ground. Vikings picking off overlords for free. Tanks sieging up on the low ground. Roaches getting absolutely massacred. Zerglings getting roasted by the Hellions as well. This placement and army positioning from DassemUltor leaves absolutely nothing to be desired. He is doing a great job so far. Another queen goes down, and now the third base is under duress. Vikings picking off overlords left and right here. 1 kill each. 2 more kills should be incoming quite soon from those Vikings. The last of the Hellions is picked off, and actually that's a big play there. You need a lot of Hellions to fry the Zerglings. Massive Zergling numbers can overwhelm Thors very quickly. The Thors going into all range mode like they're in freaking Star Fox 64. And again, siege tanks on the high ground. DassemUltor continuing this push, positioning himself very well, but look at this. Now the Zerglings have arrived. The lack of Hellions is really showing now as the siege tanks are eating a lot of friendly fire. More siege tanks rolling forward, but he's cutting the Hellion production, and I don't think that's a good play there from DassemUltor. He absolutely needs more of those Hellions to burn down the Zerglings that are undoubtedly coming for his siege tank lines. Now 5 siege tanks spread up over a wide variety here, and the Vikings even landed to pick up this 4th base. This is so cute. This Viking needs to pick down a lot of these overlords. This would be free kills here for DassemUltor. The drones forced to evacuate here. Now the siege tanks might catch a little bit of friendly fire. Another form of roaches here coming from the south. The roaches are all going to go down. 11 getting picked apart here, and DassemUltor walks his way to a quick and easy game number 1. Congratulations, DassemUltor. Let's put a minute back on the clock and get into our next match in the grand finals here between 11 and DassemUltor. A reminder, guys, the grand finals are a best of 5, so these players need to win not 1, not 2, but 3 matches to claim victory in Diamond Heroes 2. Our next match is going to take place on Kairos Junction LE. Let's get the players in. I'm going to pop off my microphone for just a second, guys, get a quick drink of water, and I'll be right back with you for game number 2. One moment. Hey guys, just a quick update. We're having some trouble making this lobby. One of our players is struggling to get into the lobbies. I'm going to ask him to relog, but it may take a couple more moments. Hey! PrinCrow143, thank you so much for the follow. I'm glad you're enjoying the tournament, man. I'm having a great time casting it. One of our players having a little bit of trouble getting into the lobby. I need to remake the lobby. So I'm going to put on a quick 2-minute ad, or a 2-minute promo for Platinum Heroes, and we'll be right back as soon as this player can restart their StarCraft client. Apologies for the delay, guys. Technical difficulties on our end. Happens all the time. We'll be back as soon as we possibly can. Thank you so much for your continued patience, guys, as we get into game number 2 between DassemUltor and 11. Stick around. Three queens arrive, couple drones, or a couple circlings as well, forcing a pickup, and that last stalker gonna get left behind. Oh my god, and he picks off. Holy shit, what a play from Panda. So what can I say? It's an unusual harassment. It looks like it's gonna pay off. 2 Vikings land, and they're gonna start gunning down hapless SCVs. 1, 2, 3, 4. This time the concave is in favor of the mech player, and look at that. Starlet absolutely disintegrating under the pressure. Gonna GG out with no army left. The Hydralisks take it down without a doubt. 3 SCVs go down. The conga line of SCVs getting taken out. Charge Zealots on top of all the bio. Colossi ripping down some missile turrets. Need to get on top of that bio here. There we go. 2 Colossi on top of the bio. A nice little Hellion run by here into the 5th base here. Blue Flame Hellions going to destroy a lot of drones here. Morgan into Hellbats even for that added splash damage. Look at that. Very nice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh my god, 10, I'm running out of fingers, and the natural, oh my god, oh my god, what a play. The natural is going to go down at the last minute. Meanwhile, drop into the main base here, immediately picking off some tech that comes out, and it looks like Soul Stranger needs to control this a little bit better. Now, siege tanks and Hellions don't do a great job against battle cruisers, and I gotta say, suddenly, it looks like the tide is turned for Abby. Those Marines stutter stepping back. It's actually great control here by Chuanga, who lets his bio forces get back here. Oh, there's a big storm, though, raining on top of the Medevacs and Marines. Another Void Ray does pop out, all focusing down on that battle cruiser. There's the GG for Baby Lick, and Soul Stranger is gonna take game number 1. See this drop moving in. 1 queen, 2 queen, 1 Baneling Nest, and the Spire should be the next thing to go. Look at that. All the Marines, big Warpins and Accelerates from both sides. +3 has started as well. DTs, and there's no detection here. Oh, this could be a fantastic move here by Blink, who has now warped in a ton of DTs. Oh, no! DassemUltor in a whole world of trouble, as these Medevacs are going to be forced to boost away, but one is going to go down. He's going to lose a Medevac full of 8 Marines. Oh, man, what a great pick there from Toon Dragon, whose Spidey senses were absolutely just tingling. What's up, everybody? We are getting straight in to the next match of the series, game number 2 between DassemUltor and 11. Thank you so much for sticking with us through the break, guys. It was a little difficult to get the, pardon me, a little bit difficult to get one of the players in the match. We got the technical difficulty sorted out, and now we are rocking and a-rolling, baby, into map number 2, Kairos Junction, LE. In the bottom right-hand corner, in the blue, playing Zerg, it is 11. And showing us his mechanical chops in game number 1, it is our red Terran player, DassemUltor. All right, baby, these two players locked in an eternal battle, Terran versus Zerg, bringing it to the best of the best. 5-game series today in the grand finals. Again, the winner walks away with a 50% share of our prize money tonight, and the loser walks away with half that amount. So these players battling it out, not only for a little bit of cash, but for the glory as well. Mineral Steel from DassemUltor there. He's going to see the natural expansion. Not going to check up and see what the timing of that spawning pool is. Doesn't matter. The pool's a little bit later than, or a little bit earlier than he might have otherwise expected, but nothing too bad there. Good scout from DassemUltor. Barracks on the high ground, popping out the Marine. No Reaper to scout. And of course, in true DassemUltor style, Factory right behind. Oh, that poor SCV. Aw, he just wants to go home. Aw, look at him. Doing a little break dance. Trying to, there we go. Saved. Ooh, 11. Very early Roach Warren going down in the main base here of 11. Zergling speed also on the way. This natural expansion might just be for the larva, friends. One queen is out. Second queen not on the way for 11, so he hasn't started transferring a queen down to the natural, which is what I would expect if he was going to go like for a full crazy Roach all-in. But it's not too late. It's never too late for now, friends. And here we go. Roach Warren going to finish up. There's a lot of larvae about to pop off this natural, or this main hatchery here. 5 roaches in production. Another bunch of larvae pop off. Let's see if those turn into roaches as well. 6 roaches in production. 11 a little low on gas here. 7 roaches in production. Zergling speed about to finish. The natural expansion. Cranking out a couple Zerglings as well. 4 Zerglings on the way. Roaches, Zerglings queued across the map here. Can DassemUltor hold? Bunker on the top. Widowmine going down. This is exactly what you would expect to see in a player who has read this very well. How did he know this was coming? He has no idea that there are roaches and ravagers heading toward his main. Roaches and Zerglings heading to his main, rather. Building his CC on the high ground. This is really interesting here from DassemUltor. Again, hasn't seen the Roach Warren. Hasn't seen anything, really, of his opponent. Has no idea what's going on, but is able to prepare perfectly and blind counter this Roach Ravager push. This is really confusing. I'm surprised he's able to do this. Even dropping a 3rd command center on the high ground. DassemUltor being very greedy here. Let's see if 1 bunker and 1 Widowmine is enough to defend against the incoming push. Two Ravagers are out. Armory in the back on the way. Ravagers pushing forward here. Gonna drop onto that high ground here. Ooh, DassemUltor trying to move out into the natural. He's gonna catch wind of those Ravagers and know that it's definitely not safe to do that just yet. 1 Zergling gonna pop forward. The Widowmine doesn't quite go off on it yet. It was picked down by that bunker first. So there we go. Widowmine, very nicely done. A great read there by 11, who saw the Widowmine shots and now is feeling confident enough to move forward and try and break this bunker. The SCVs are not repairing in time. The bunker almost certainly going to go down. 4 Hellions are out to protect against it, but the Ravagers are up the ramp and into the main here. SCVs have been pulled to try and create a little bit of a buffer and distract some of the fire from the Roaches and Ravagers. 1 Ravager has gone down. A lot of Roaches going down as well. Zerglings caught in the back, unable to get good surface area. There they go, streaming into the main here. Biles pushing this force back here. All the SCVs have been pulled down for DassemUltor. Bile going down onto that big clump of SCVs. That's a nice kill. 10 SCVs have gone down already. 11 getting a lot of work done here, but maybe not breaking his opponent completely yet. Another big Bile going down. Another SCV is going to load. 14 SCVs going down. Now, was this worth it? I'm sure all of the GM expert players in the chat can tell me what exactly the math looks like on this units lost tab, but there you go. Resources lost roughly even for these two players. 14 SCVs going to be the key there. 13 SCVs to only 19 drones, but 11 not droning up behind this. DassemUltor has 2 command centers. He's canceled the 3rd command center that he was starting to build here. 1 medevac already out here. Zergling, oh nice. The Widowmine shot does go down off 1 Zergling there. Needs to send another Zergling up to pick off that other Widowmine. Ravagers morphing in at the base. This is an even smaller attack from DassemUltor this time, or from 11 rather this time. DassemUltor more prepared than ever. Already a Marauder out. Stim already starting here. Is going to be able to pick off 1 Widowmine, make it 2, but without attacking without those Ravagers, there was a serious mistake there from 11. He needs to pick down that Widowmine. Will he remember where it was on the ramp? Ah, very nice. Going to bait the Widowmine out there. And the Ravagers will pick the Widowmine down. Biles wasted a little bit. The gates have been opened. DassemUltor looks like he wants to put down, but this contain from 11 might be actually doing what it's supposed to be doing here, keeping his opponent on 1 base. Now the income tab for these players going to be in favor of DassemUltor here after replacing those 14 lost SCVs. 11 had a nice spike there in the mid game after his attack, but DassemUltor is able to contain him here on just 1 base. Let's see if he can make it worth it. Some Biles going down here. Oh, almost getting a kill on that, but the SCV repair is going to be able to save that supply depot for now. Hellions again shooting down on these Zerglings. The Zerglings not able to get a whole lot done here, and unfortunately the Bile placement, DassemUltor did a very good job of dodging the Biles there from 11. 11 waiting for those Biles to recharge. 3 more Roaches on the way. More Zerglings getting that on. He doesn't have the gas for Ravagers right now. He's spending it all on the Roaches. SCV's back to work, but the Zerg attack still continues. High ground vision going to be able to be provided by these Overlords now. And now that 11 has high ground vision, he's going to be able to pick up exactly where those Widowmines are. Nice. Widowmine shot going down onto the Overlord. Going to get picked down by those Corrosive Biles. Nice play there by 11. But here we go. DassemUltor trying to move out here. Hellbats have been morphed in. 3 medevacs are supporting it. A lot of Marines here as well. These Marines, no Stim. Stim just about to finish. No combat shield. No +1/+1. No upgrades at all. Look at the upgrades tab for these 2 players. It is so sad to see players at the 8-minute mark of a game with nothing in their upgrades. All right. DassemUltor desperately wants to push out, but there's so much Zerg here that it's going to be a fool's errand to do so. It's not a guaranteed win for either of these players. It all comes down to micro. Now, 1 Ravager morphing in might get caught by this Terran force, but the Zerglings being held back very wisely here. DassemUltor canceling that Ravager, or the Ravager finishes rather, and here we go. A little bit of engagement there. The Biles pushing the Terran player back here. DassemUltor needs to be sure that his bio units are being repaired by the medevacs. The medevacs pushing forward here. Okay, orbital command has landed. Natural has been established. DassemUltor needs to strike. His contain is failing little by little. He's still only on 2 bases. 31 drones have been made, so he's droned a little bit back home here. What are these Zerglings doing? 11, you gotta move forward. There's the surround. Surrounding one of the, there's only 1 of these. Oh god, he's gonna eat some of his own Biles. Never mind, nice control there by 11. Now there's only 1 Hellbat left, so these Zerglings could get some nice surface area on a lot of these Marines. Some Biles raining down here, forcing the Terran player back actually. The Terran Bile units still available here, but there are still a lot of Roaches here for 11. 11 biling down again, forcing these units out of position here. 1 tank now finally on the way for DassemUltor. That could be his ticket, his golden ticket into Willy Wonka's factory of game number 2. If DassemUltor can hold with a tank at the bottom, he's going to be just fine. SCVs all transferring down. Oh my god, can you imagine the Biles that would have hit? Those SCVs transferring down already. 11 is instilling a lot of units here in the natural. The SCVs getting a good surround there, picking a couple of the Ravagers down. The Ravagers unable to Bile, of course, but 11 more SCVs have gone down. Siege tank on the high ground has really good control, able to take out a couple of these Ravagers. The Ravagers eating a couple of tank shots actually. 11's got to be more careful. He's in siege tank range. 11, get out of there! Oh my gosh, and now I think the attack may finally be cleaned up here. More bio units streaming forward. That tank able to establish a bastion of safety for the bio units. 11 going to be chased back here. Going to lose a couple Overlords unnecessarily here. And that's going to end the attack here for DassemUltor. DassemUltor saved from an incredible attack there by 11. 11 finally dropping a Baneley nest back home. Up to 33 drones, way ahead of his opponent. Again, take a look at the income chart here. Way ahead for 11. 11 needs to hold on to this lead, and we're about to see how he's going to do it. Looks like a nice mix of macro and aggression coming down for 11, who's building up a pretty significant army supply, but also has enough drones to support it back home. Whoa. DassemUltor feeling very confident, knowing that he needs to strike now as he can't win in the long game. He is still making SCVs back home, but I think that might just be a hedge in case this attack doesn't completely work. 11 set up to defend against this. No Ravagers, just a couple Roaches. He is going to scan. We'll see the Banelings morphing. The stakes have now been raised. DassemUltor, is he going to do a Doom Drop in the main? That would be adorable. Oh my gosh. Zergling will scout out. Everything's going here. Siege Tanks finally sieging up in the background here. Way too far back, though, the Siege Tanks. The Bio trying to pull these units into Siege Tank range here. A couple good Siege Tank shot could end 11's career, as he does have these Banelings all together. But DassemUltor right now, still making SCVs slowly. Coming back up to that number, but his income so far behind his opponent. And here we go. 11 ready to move out. The stimmed Bio heading backwards for DassemUltor. But 11 crashing the Banelings into it. All the Bio going down. Roach is still alive. The last Siege Tank will get picked off here. Not even bothering to unsiege. The last Siege Tank going to get picked off by the Roaches, and 11 has held. Now both players still on 2 bases. DassemUltor reinforcing back to the middle of the map here. Looks like he wants to keep the pressure on, but 11 has a much better economy than he does. Still only 19 SCVs. Liberators are out. 11 going to send a drone out here to take this 3rd base. Looks like 11 wants to make this a much longer game here. Doom Drop into the main. 2 well, not a Doom Drop, but go close to a drop in the main. 2 medevacs. Fairly full. Marauders and Marines has not yet been spotted by 11. 11 not moving into position here. DassemUltor could pick off a lot of drones here and even the score. A stim to win into the main base. There we go. 1 Queen goes down. 2 Queen goes down. A lot of drones about to get roasted here. The full drone pull from 11, and the Roaches and Ravagers and Banelings coming in here. Looks like he's targeting down the Roach Ward. I don't think he's going to get it, though, after seeing the Banelings forced to pick up into the medevacs and get the heck out of there. So only 2 drone kills, but 2 Queen kills as well. A nice distraction there from DassemUltor as he's able to get the rest of his units all the way back home under the protective watch of that Liberator. Another Siege Tank now coming out from DassemUltor. He did lose both of his Siege Tanks in the initial aggression on the natural here of 11, so he needs to build that Siege Tank number back up if he wants to have any hopes against the Ling Bane pressure of 11. The 3rd base for 11 about to finish up here. 11 still in with a significant income advantage over DassemUltor as the mules have been used up. DassemUltor not starting on his 3rd base just yet, so 11 going to be able to establish that 3rd base and be a little bit ahead of his opponent here. 4 barracks cranking out a lot of Marines here. Marines with no combat shield, I should add. Oh, they do have combat shield. I missed it there. Marines with combat shield and +1/+1. Of course it is. DassemUltor somehow unbelievably able to take an upgrade advantage against his opponent, who is just now getting +1/+1. Oh, I got a second to breathe. Whew. So 11 has gone up to that lair tech. More Roaches on the way. Not willing to go up past Roach Warren tech right now. His Roach Warren was badly damaged in that drop, but it is still alive. 3rd base is up, but not yet saturated. No more rounds of drones have come through just yet. 11 building up forces. These players actually pretty close here. The +1/+1 advantage going to DassemUltor. 1-1 about to finish up here for 11. DassemUltor with a big move out on the map. We've seen this before. Medevacs, 2 tanks, a handful of Marines. 1-1 should finish up for 11 by the time this attack hits its 3rd. The scan, of course, a dead giveaway that an attack is about to happen here. This has not yet been scouted by 11, but he knows that it's coming. DassemUltor waiting. This is going to allow +1 melee attack to finish up. Centrifugal hooks might not finish up by the time it gets done, but this attack on creep. And here we go. The stim forward from DassemUltor, trying to pull these Zerg units into Siege Tank fire. Some big Siege Tank shots go down, taking out a lot of those Banelings. The Banelings not getting the hits that they needed to do. And now there's only 1 singular Baneling left from DassemUltor. There we go. 10 more Banelings in production, as well as 24 more Zerglings. But these Siege Tanks taking this beautiful position on Kairos Junction behind these rocks. Able to pressure the 3rd here. The Zerg in a lot of trouble here. The Banelings about to finish morphing, though. The Bio stepping onto creep here. The Roaches moving forward, eating a couple more Siege Tank shots. Banelings. Centrifugal hooks has finished up now, but has armor, +1 armor has finished up for the Bio as well. And here Here we go. 11 engaging in. Bio all going down to those banelings, but there's not a lot left here for our Zerg player. DassemUltor has a small bioforce. These two tanks have not been picked off yet. DassemUltor not able to reinforce from his main. It looks like his macro is slipping just a little bit here. Oh no, he's walled up. His units aren't reinforcing. Oh my gosh. But it doesn't matter. He's picked off a lot of the roaches here. Able to put some more pressure on the third. Banes rolling forward here. Able to pick off a couple bio units there. And the siege tanks are the only thing remaining here. Getting some shots off on the Queen. The Queen, however, will stay alive. Oh man, DassemUltor realizes his mistake, drops the wall, and now can reinforce. Can you imagine how different this push would be if it was already ready to go? One medevac for every Marine and a chicken in every pot. The first siege tank is going to go down. I think the second siege tank is, wow, picked up into the medevac. Very nice save there by DassemUltor. The Queen shelling away at those medevacs. The medevacs from DassemUltor are driven away, but his second round of reinforcements are coming up. Setting up right on the logo there. That's gorgeous. Somebody screenshot that. That's beautiful. All right, rock and roll. Here we go, 11. Oh no, is 11 going to engage off creep here? Unbelievably, DassemUltor has drawn the income graph fairly even here and is going to continue to push forward with a very scary arm of his macro behind this, doing a very nice job. Baneling's rolling onto the bio, but there are still 5 tanks left, and that is a lot of tanks. Oh man, picking off a Baneling as well. Setting up off creep in this middle position here. DassemUltor not taking any chances. 11 has some Zerglings misrallied. Oh, save him. Okay, thank goodness. 11 now way behind an army supply. What we thought was an unassailable position after this initial contain here on Kairos Junction. DassemUltor has somehow macroed his way out of this hole. Now he is mined out in his main base, needs to lift that up and move to the third base where he should be able to secure that base because he is out on the map with his entire army. He knows the Zergling run by probably isn't going to happen just yet. All right, Zergling's getting roasted here. Siege tanks setting up on the low ground. Not the greatest position for these siege tanks. He needs to start leapfrogging him forward little by little. A lot more Zerglings being made for 11. A lot of Banelings coming out for 11 as well. But the Banelings gonna have to roll into siege tank fire, and this is a big problem for 11. These siege tanks with a great spread here, able to pick off so many Banelings. Look at this. The medevac's able to spot for those siege tanks as well. Bioforce stimming forward, pulling all of those Zerglings to the meat grinder of tank lines. Look at the tank line behind this. Banelings rolling forward for 11. Is there going to be enough to clean up from DassemUltor here? It doesn't. No, there's definitely not. DassemUltor's tanks are going to rule supreme here. So many tanks still in the field. DassemUltor hasn't lost a tank in so long. The Bioforce now driving a wedge between the natural and the third base. Going to cut off any reinforcements. We see 9 Banelings on the way as well as 3 roaches, but that army just not quite bulky enough. DassemUltor setting up a great position here. Look at this spread, completely cutting off the natural and the third. Any Zerglings that try and join the forces are going to get, okay, the tanks eating a little bit of friendly fire there, but the Banelings rolling forward one by one, picked off by the tanks. DassemUltor unassailable. 11 going to drop the GG, and DassemUltor takes game number 2. What a match. DassemUltor showing his absolute mastery of this game. Doing a great job of that mech style, able to push across the map, able to macro behind it, even when taking a little bit of damage, and unfortunately, 11 not able to figure out how to defeat it. Luckily, we're going into game number 3 now, the next map, New Repugnancy. So 11, he's sitting back on his haunches right now, he's stroking his beard and thinking, how can I fight against this unassailable mech player, DassemUltor? DassemUltor says he needs 2 minutes. No problem. I could use 2 minutes as well. Guys, sorry. One of our players needs a quick break. We're going to give him a 2-minute break before the next match. I'm going to take 2 minutes as well. Pop to the restroom, get some water, maybe choke down a digestive biscuit, and we'll be right back with you very soon, guys. Stick around for game number 3. We're now on match point between DassemUltor and 11. Stick around. All right, everybody, what is up? Welcome back to game number 3 in the Diamond Heroes 2 Grand Finals with these two players butting heads time and time and time again. Now, good news, I'm sure you'll all be really excited to hear. I was, in fact, able to choke down one digestive biscuit during the break, so I have a whole new sugar high going on, and I am ready to bring you game number 3. All right, guys, we find ourselves on New Repugnancy, LE. In the bottom, left-hand corner, in the blue, down 2-0, fighting for his life on the ropes. It's our Zerd player, 11. And his opponent in the top right, holding against some early aggression. Currently up 2-0. The mech hero himself, DassemUltor. All right, so questions abound. Will DassemUltor go mech again? With 2 gases going down, it looks good. Will 11 try early aggression again? With 1 gas going down and then pool, it's plausible. We'll see what build both players go for. DassemUltor, again, going to send this SCV in, get a good idea of the timing of the hatchery. Should know what that pool is going to be at as well. Whew. Still got some biscuit chunks in my throat there. I'm a hungry dude, I'll tell you that. I forgot to make myself dinner before this all happened. I did have a big brunch today with some friends, which was really nice. But I'm ready for like a taco or something. It's a shame I can't just order one. Okay. Send tacos. For sure. Natural finishes up here for 11. Second queen on the way. Ling speed has started now. Only 4 Lings out this time for 11. Other matches, we've seen him drop an early Roach Warren here, or just try and Ling flood his opponent. He does have that Scouting Overlord in place. Can see that his opponent is building the expansion on the low ground. Factory behind this for DassemUltor. I like this. Look at this. Queens working together here, waddling down to start placing that creep and spreading it. It is so important that you spread creep in TvZ. 11 has been doing a fairly decent job of creep spread this game, but maybe not the best. And it looks like, wow, gonna go ahead and take this third base already. So again, a 3-minute third base there for 11. Not the earliest third base he's taken this series, but fairly certain that he's gonna be safe to hold that third base. A couple Marines gonna pop out. I imagine we'll see the factory swap over. Get a couple Hellions out here pretty quick as we... Oh, wait, never mind. DassemUltor changing it up on us, dropping 2 barracks in the main. It's time for some bio play from our Terran player who wants to show his mastery with every style of the matchup, even dropping a starport behind this. Oh, baby, this could be real good. Let's see what DassemUltor has on his plate here. Tech Lab on the factory means it is probably going to be supported, pardon me, by a tank, which is pretty classic for his style. The Overlord for 11 should get in. It will see a lot of Marines, and those Marines will be able to pick the Overlord down. So he didn't scout either of those other 2 barracks or the starport going down. Third base about to finish up here for 11 as the starport finishes in his opponent's base. 11's third base finishes as his Roach Warren does as well. The Roach Warren, of course, here in the natural. Double Evo Chamber going down. Pardon me, single Evo Chamber going down, as well as Baneling Nest. So 11 giving himself a lot of options, especially against this Bioforce that he certainly suspects is coming out. Now, this is a very standard build here for our Terran player, dropping reactors all over the place, no stim, no combat shields, maybe +1 on the way from DassemUltor here in a minute. He is floating a lot of minerals right now. I'm not sure why. Reactor down on the starport as well. Okay, never mind. There we go. Swapping over the barracks for the Tech Lab is going to get stim out of that Tech Lab and add on some Widow Mines. Oh, wow. Widow Mine, Marine Medevac. It has been so long. DassemUltor dropping a second engineering bay to finish off his wall there as his opponent goes up to Lair Tech. No roaches out for 11 just yet. Only with Zerglings. 20 Zerglings on the way, however, the Baneling Nest has finished. No centrifugal hooks just yet. Evolution Chamber researching Carapace. And the Lair Tech finishes up for 11. Let's see what he goes for after this Lair Tech. Now, he has a couple options. He's got the Roach Warren down. He's got that Baneling Nest down. He's able to go in a couple different directions with his tech here. He hasn't really heavily committed to anything yet. No Banelings on the map yet. No aggression showing from 11. So I'm trying to see what he's going to build next now that this lair has finished up. Will it be a Nidus play? I highly doubt it. There's no Overlords in place to make a Nidus work. There's an Overseer in place, though. That could do it. Baneling speed has begun. 4 Banelings morphing in, but they are all back home, basically, just outside the natural here. So not aggressive Banelings there from 11, but DassemUltor looking more and more aggressive by the minute here. Look at all these Marines steaming out of these barracks. DassemUltor even a little bit supply blocked. Gonna pick up. Okay, we'll have to drop down, pick off that Overseer, which is a nice pick there. 11 did see that drop trying to come here. DassemUltor going to load back up into the drop and maybe pick off some of these Zerglings as well. The Zerglings scouting the drop there. Very nicely done for 11. Able to see what is coming and maybe prepare back home. Hydralisk Den about a third of the way, about a 5/8 of the way done, rather. As Stim finishes up on the other side of the map for DassemUltor. DassemUltor, now past his supply block, is continuing to crank out more and more Marines. Widow Mines. 2 medevacs have joined DassemUltor. He needs a couple more to support this large bio army. +1 Carapace finishes up for our Zerg player. +1 on the way, though, for DassemUltor. He's not that far behind in the upgrades game. Second Evo Chamber now going down for 11, who realizes that he's going to be a little bit behind if he doesn't continue those upgrades going. And Baneling speed about to finish. So DassemUltor starting to move across the map here. This is a lot of Widow Mines mixed in with this bio force. The Widow Mines, of course, going to do a great job if they get the good hits on these Banelings and the Zerglings. Huge round of drones going down for 11 to try and saturate this third base. DassemUltor just off of creep here. He's going to show these Widow Mines. Marines stepping forward. A big scan going down to pick off. Looks like 1, 2, 3. Make it 4 active creep tumors. And a couple of passive creep tumors as well. But these Marines have stepped too far forward. They're going to try and pull the Zerg back into the Widow Mine field. But 11 will not take the bait just yet. Those Widow Mines safe and sound for now. There's no drilling claws in those Widow Mines, so as soon as they do fire, they are going to be able to get taken out. But DassemUltor put him so far backward, he wasn't able to bait the Zerglings into him just yet. DassemUltor clearing a lot of that creep, though, and we're going to see the creep quickly recede from those creep tumors, which are no longer active. Another big scan shows those Banelings. DassemUltor pulling the Banelings and the Zerglings forward. A decent spread there from 11. But again, not baited into this massive minefield here. These Widow Mines lying in wait. A scary surprise for 11. The Widow Mines setting up off creep again. DassemUltor with this big bio ball. Adding on reinforcements, steaming straight across the map here. This siege tank back home, not doing anything just yet. Oh my god, that's so many Banelings. DassemUltor desperately trying to pull these Banelings forward. Hey, Jacob Jung. Thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying this. And we are, oh man, we're about to see some of the, either the biggest Widow Mine shots in the history of the universe or giant disappointment from DassemUltor. All the Widow Mines getting up, moving in. Oh man, I can feel it in my jellies, guys. It's coming up like my heart is going pitter-patter right now as these Widow Mines set up to try and take out these Banelings. There are, how many Banelings are on the map now? 23 Banelings. 8 Widow Mines could make mincemeat of this bio ball from the Zerg player. Can DassemUltor bait 11 into some of this? Oh no, he's gonna spot it. Overseer spots the Widow Mines. The Widow Mine is gonna go off on the Overseer, but it's not gonna get picked off here. This would be a massive pickoff. Scan goes down. 1 Overseer does go down. DassemUltor pulling forward. Again, the Zerg not getting baited into the Widow Mine field yet. He is still waiting, eagerly, wanting, wishing, hoping. Oh, it's so close. Some friendly fire on that Widow Mine there is going to pick off a couple of DassemUltor's units here. DassemUltor not reinforcing anymore, leaving all these units back home. Realizes he had his, he left his gate up again. DassemUltor has made this problem twice, made this mistake 2 games in a row now, leaving his gate up at home. Here we go. Overseer, Hydralisk. A great combination. The Overseer, unfortunately, is going to get picked off here. Nice focus fire from DassemUltor, who's able to pick off 1 or 2 more Banelings. There are still a lot of Banelings on the map, though. Widow Mines all up now. Widow Mines need to reburrow very quickly. Widow Mines moving forward. Widow Mines are all down. A couple Zerglings trying to push forward. forward here. The Widowmine still not firing. One very low Widowmine has fired, but no Zergling's able to bait out the Widowmine shots just yet. Baneling's connecting, and here we go. A couple Widowmine shots, but not quite what we're waiting for. DassemUltor getting some good value out of this. Check out the units lost tab here really quickly, or the resources lost tab. Obviously, DassemUltor playing a much more effective, efficient game than his opponent 11. Remember, this is the rubber match. If DassemUltor wins this, he is our champion. If 11 wins it, he pushes this tournament back and makes me late for work tomorrow. Okay, a little Baneling shot from the back there. That was really cute. 11 not going to capitalize, though, by these Widowmines moving even further forward here. DassemUltor picking up. There we go. Some big Widowmine connections going down onto the Banelings, but there's still a lot of Banelings left. About half the Widowmines haven't fired just yet, though, so DassemUltor still staying frosty. Here we go. Widowmine shots going off onto some of the Hydralisks here. I think DassemUltor may have this. The Widowmine shots were just enough. The Widowmines all reloading now. DassemUltor moving forward. Moving those Widowmines forward like they're siege tanks. It's adorable. Speaking of siege tanks, this is still back home doing nothing. Liberators have arrived, though, and what's better than a siege tank? A flying siege tank that can't get hit by Banelings. Widowmine's going to move into Liberator range here, and I think DassemUltor is able to move this game forward very quickly. Might be able to close out this game very quickly is what I meant to say. Banelings rolling forward here. Again, Widowmine's queuing up, not getting the shots off, but here we go. Third, under pressure by DassemUltor. DassemUltor getting some nice shots off on there. Liberators resieging. The Queen not able to take those Liberators down here. Widowmine's taking a much more aggressive position now. DassemUltor feeling emboldened by his recent successes. All the drones have been pulled to try and draw the Widowmine fire, but here we go. Banelings crashing into the bio units, but the bio able to kite back very well. DassemUltor getting some great shots off with Widowmine. 12 drones have gone down. The third base collapses as well. Are we seeing the end of 11 here? Broodlings drawing some shots from the Widowmines, a little bit of friendly fire going down there, but it looks like DassemUltor has held. The Liberators not getting as many kills as they may have wanted to get here. A lot of Broodling kills and everything. DassemUltor's Bioforces badly damaged with 5 Medivacs. The Medivacs are all out of energy, though. DassemUltor has to be careful. He might not have realized that his Medivacs are out of energy. No more Medivacs on the way just yet. 26 Zerglings in the make for 11. More Marines streaming across the map here for DassemUltor. DassemUltor, oh no, put your gate down. What are you doing? DassemUltor not failing to keep his army across the map, so we'll see another big reinforcement push coming with 3 siege tanks as well, if only siege tanks had stim. DassemUltor, however, keeping up the pressure. 13 Banelings morphing in. If he can pull these Banelings back into Widowmine shots, and there we go. Widowmine shots going down on the Banelings. The Banelings crashing into one Marauder left for DassemUltor, but that is all it takes. The reinforcement Marines have arrived here. Gonna take out some of these Overseers, and I'm not sure that 11 can do it. DassemUltor has expanded behind this to a third position. He has 53 SCVs and Mules. He's continuing to push here. The siege tanks have finally arrived here. Liberators closing out the neck here of the natural expansion. Siege tanks gonna siege up on the low ground. DassemUltor gonna put them in various positions here, spreading them out just a little bit, keeping himself inoculated from Baneling hits. 8 more Banelings on the way. 1 Queen is getting it taken down, and the siege tanks beginning to fire on packs of Zerglings. Zerglings drawing a lot of friendly fire here. The Marines still alive, barely though. 4 Medivacs still in the air. The Bioforce is chasing back just a little bit here. A couple of Banelings left on the ground here, but 11 does not have a lot left. Liberator shots taking down Banelings. Hydralisks out. 11 GG's. And our new champion for Diamond Heroes 2 is DassemUltor. Congratulations to DassemUltor for a well-played series, taking a great game number 3, and first place in Diamond Heroes 2. Congratulations to DassemUltor.